We're doing a little different style today, so a little bit slower because we called you guys. We got a tour coming up, but it's not that kind of tour. It's a real chill tour, and it's with Jose. So,
what's up, guys? Jose over here.
He's gonna take us on a tour of the old village.
You know what's funny? We almost got robbed, and now we're doing a tour of the city. Like, we go through so much crap, man. Like, today's been really weird, dude. And every day's been really weird.
That's right. Oh, it has totally been weird. This is why this will be the most unweird, crazy thing, not crazy, that we do this trip. Like just going on this chill tour with you because, oh my God, I agree. I need like less dopamine right now, less crazy.
Yeah, this is gonna be a recovery ride for these guys. Okay, I'm gonna make them sit and chill.
Yeah. Sit and chill. So how do you do that? Okay. Notice something different.
Normal shoes.
Why?
No more bunny hopping for us, man.
Who knows? So anyway, and this is mine. So I chose the steed with a high enough saddle, and that's yours.
This is mine. So I'm Jose. I'm gonna be riding with you guys around Colonial Zone today. Colonial Zone is Santo Domingo is the first colonial city of the New World, of the Americas, and the old city is about 1 square kilometer. Okay, we're gonna be riding most of the east part, which is the oldest part of town, the south part. And we're gonna do a little hack and come here up north, okay, to see what's going on. Well, really, the Spanish got here, they didn't discover anything. The Spanish got here and they made up with the Taínos. The Taínos were the local Aborigines. They were well settled here when Columbus came in with the Spanish. And basically the Taínos lived out of hunting, fishing, and out of eating yuca, okay? Yuca root is the main food source for Taínos. Taínos' god was the Yuca'u. Okay, he was the almighty god of everything because yuca was the only thing that survived hurricanes. So after a hurricane, the only thing they had to eat was yuca. Okay, so you keep that in mind. Okay, so 1492, Christopher Columbus gets here. They didn't have much to do, so they start building churches, or they start ordering churches to be built. Guess who built the churches? The Taínos. Okay, so this is the first cathedral in the New World, okay? The oldest cathedral in this side of the hemisphere, in the Americas. It's a Gothic style cathedral. It is made out of limestone. This yellow stone, this is coral stone, okay? Coral is the local construction material. Brick had to be imported. So as soon as you see a coral stone, a limestone building, you know is a colonial building, is a pretty old building, okay? Well, here we reach Plaza Villini. Up here, Padre Villini was a Spanish priest, well, a local priest in this case. Padre Villini was the priest of the people. He did so much for the city. He created schools, hospital. He made the first mental hospital. He was president of the Republic at one time. Also, he was the one who found Christopher Columbus's remains, they say, under the cathedral. The thing is, they found those remains like in 5 spots around the world. So we don't know which arm or leg is the one he found. Behind us is La Casa del Tostado. La Casa del Tostado doesn't have much to it, but this little window on the corner here, there is a legend that tells that during the Haitian occupation, you know, Dominican Republic got its independence from Haiti, not from the Spanish. I don't know if you knew that. So during this Haitian occupation, a young lady that lives here falls in love with a Haitian officer that would pass by every day. The father of the young lady finds out, gets furious, and kills the officer. The young lady throws herself into the water well. So they say during the night there's a young lady dressed in white that's gonna walk around this corner and disappear. So that's the legend of the lady of the well. Depending on how many drinks you had at the bars here, you would see 1, 2, or 3 young ladies that disappear, okay? So here we reach Dominican Brothers Church. The Dominican Brothers Church is specific for this and unique for this Arab-style facade. Check out the mosaics and then the organic patterns on the top and then all the geometrical patterns around. So it's a unique church for this Arab style. Remember, the Spanish, they got here, they got nothing to do, they would order churches to be constructed. So we're gonna see a lot of churches along the tour, okay? Then, across the street is Parque Duarte. Duarte is our founding father, Juan Pablo Duarte. He's the one who led this battle for independence against the Haitian invasion. Entonces, ¿cómo estamos? So yeah, this is Pablo's colmado. This is the colmado at Parque Duarte.
Pablo, llámalo allá.
No, it's okay. Don't worry. No se preocupe. So check out down here. This is an actual water well. This is an original water well from the era, from the colonial times. Yeah, and it's pretty freaky. You know, it's just to go in the colmado, you have to walk through this well. You know. So check out here the Super Billy. This is a super colmado. Okay, this is a department store colmado. And then on the next corner, you're gonna see the typical colmadito. Okay, so ocho puertas, the 8 doors. It's actually 9 doors, but at the time, 8 doors sounded cooler. So this was, during the 90s, this was the bar in Colonial Zone, okay? This is an institution for my brother's generation, those who are 40s today. This is where they came to listen to Aerosmith, Nirvana, Guns N' Roses, okay? Over here we have Bar Falafel. It's just awesome. So there was a big Arab diaspora in the First World War. So all the Turkish Empire crumbled and a lot of Turks came in, and whoever's Arab here, we call them Turks, even if they're not. Even if they're from Morocco or Algeria, they were Turks at the time, so they're called Turks. And basically there's a huge descendants of this Arab community that migrated back early in the 1900s. Actually, our president is from Arab heritage. He's from Lebanon. So this tower here was constructed after a shipwreck. So 1902, there was a shipwreck. La Balandra Aurora, a little boat, was coming in to the river during a storm. The boat sank. The crewmen were hanging onto a log. And the neighbors tried to save them with a rope. But a wave came and washed with the neighbors. So all the neighbors and the crewmen perished in the event, and they built this monument to remember the tragedy. Basically right now we're riding along the south wall. Okay, we're gonna hit the east wall from here. Imagine the south wall will defend us from attacks from the river. The east wall, from the sea. The east wall will defend us of attacks from the river. So we're gonna stop here. This is the southeast corner of the old city. Okay, here the east wall meets the south wall. And as I tell you, it's our favorite part of the old city. So one good old New Year's Eve, the Haitians go and poison all the French. They poison all the French. They start the Haitian Revolution, the first black revolution, and the second country to get their independence in the New World after the United States. At this point in time, the reflex was to destroy anything that had to do with the French. They destroyed the ports, they destroyed the plantation, they destroyed the mills, they destroyed everything that had to do with the colony. And they passed from being the richest colony of France to having absolutely nothing. Nicolás de Obando, our first governor, Hernán Cortés, conqueror of Mexico, and then the little house over there, the last 3 windows before the white wall, that was Columbus's house, Christopher Columbus. Christopher Columbus dies poor. He dies in bad terms with the crown. He was even put in jail. He wasn't doing really good. His son, on the other hand, marries Maria de Toledo, who was related to the crown, and they make Diego Colón, governor of the island, viceroy of the colony. And you're gonna see that difference in power when we compare their houses, okay? See Christopher's house is pretty small. Wait till you see Dieguito's house, okay? And check out Dieguito's house, Christopher's son. See the difference? Yeah, he was loaded. He was doing good. So Dieguito's house. Everybody tells you about all the premises in Santo Domingo, the first school, the first hospital, the first street, all those premises, the first you name it. Never anybody's gonna tell you about the first ghetto in the New World, okay? Nobody's gonna ever talk to you about the first African slave market or the first African slave to come into the New World, okay? This was the hub of distribution of the African slaves in the Americas, okay? And nobody tells you that. And guess what? Santa Barbara, that last door, that neighborhood, is still a marginalized neighborhood today. The best example of it is you're gonna see that wall of shame. You cannot freely pass from Las Atarazanas to Santa Barbara. There's a wall on the street, okay? And if you go and ask anybody, I want to go to Santa Barbara, they're gonna be like, oh no, you're gonna get robbed. Watch out. And it's not true. Santa Barbara is just a lower income neighborhood that is a lot more alike of the Dominican reality. What we just saw is a bubble. It's not the Dominican reality. The Dominican reality is a lot more of what we see down there. And right under us is Santa Barbara's gate. It was shut down. Don't ask me why. But this gate would go up to a place they called the House of the Devil. You can imagine why. This is where they stored the African slaves. This is where the guys, the men and women who actually built our city lived. Okay, it's the slaves. And it's really shameful that we don't honor that. So we always come here and take 1 second to honor those lives of those African slaves who came and build our city and build our marvelous city, our city that we love so much.
El hombre crea o no crea, porque es Dios quien va a hacer ese proceso. ¿Qué vamos a hacer entonces? Vamos a orar también por usted y por su familia y por este barrio. Aparte de orar por ese joven.
So cool things happening. Here they're praying for the life of a young guy that's not doing good. But cool thing happening. This family, they have an Airbnb on top of their house. And it's a local family. So, you know, it's locals working in local businesses. And over here, they just opened a nice barbecue spot, also run by locals. Okay, so the neighborhood is picking up, you know, and it's definitely going to be integrated at some point. But the truth is eventually going to be gentrified. In the end, external capital is going to come and they're going to move the locals out. But in the meantime, locals are investing and they're getting the most out of it, and that makes us really proud. So here, the wall of shame. Guys, we're still within colonial zone, but guess what? Since this was a slave town, since this was a black part of town, it is still marginalized. And the best example is that we have this break on the street here. You can't freely pass from Las Atarazanas to Santa Barbara. And the worst part is, check out the center block. See the center block wall? This wall was all the way up to here. And this is the neighbors that tore it down themselves, okay? This is the neighbor that came in with sledgehammers and tore it down as a way to rebel, that to say, dude, we're in the 21st century. How is it that you still have us marginalized like that? So now you can freely pass, but a grandma cannot go with a stroller, okay? And it's a big shame because this part of town, they don't have access to one of the nicest public spaces in the city. That's my man Hamlet over here. Hello, okay? Hamlet is a local blacksmith. He does a lot of industrial work and a lot of artistic work too. And he's definitely one of the strong guys here in the community, keeping us safe. Placer, Papa. Bye. Up here are San Francisco's ruins. So that was like a little city within the city. This was a huge Christian complex. This was a school, hospital, monastery, church, you name it, all together. Okay, it all crumbled during an earthquake and it stayed in ruins ever since. Today, this is where the coolest events happen every Sunday. Every Sunday we have what we call El Son. El Son is basically a local band, Bonje, is gonna come and play local rhythms, salsa, merengue, bachata, son. And this is a street party that goes on from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. every Sunday. This is full of people dancing. All the little street food joints pop up. And here, when something's really, really good here, we say it's the end, it's el final. El final. And this is also el final of our tour.